Good morning, my friends. Happy Friday. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Becky, and on my channel, I am going through my good midlife crisis. That means to me that I am journeying through my 40s and I am working very hard to get my poop in a group. In order to do this, I have been working on my financial, my physical, and my mental health. Today's video is going to be a financial health video. Today is Friday, and every Friday morning I come on and I do my weekly budget with y'all. I do that using an app called YNAB, which is what you see behind me. It stands for You Need a Budget, which is very convenient because yes, I absolutely need a budget. And the way I do this is every month at the beginning of the month, I go into a paper planner and I plan out my monthly budget. And if you watched my paper planning budget with me at the beginning of the month, I didn't have my stickers, but I promised you I had really pretty ones on order. Y'all, look at these. Aren't they so cute? That's this week's. Last week's were actually my favorite. These little purple and pink, like plaid ones. Oh, it's going the wrong way. That was gorgeous. That was my favorite one. Anyway, sorry, sidetrack. I also go off on a lot of tangents, but I do my planning ahead of time in my book, and then this is just kind of like an outline of how I anticipate the month to go. And then if you're familiar with cash stuffers, and every week they draw their cash out of the bank and they go and they put it in their envelopes. YNAB is my way of digitally stuffing my envelopes. I don't draw cash out of the bank. I don't do well with cash. I leave it in the bank and I spend the money, but I digitally stuff money into envelopes on YNAB, which when I lower myself into the corner, well, I hire myself into the corner. I'm going to put myself up in the corner so you can see what's behind me. And you'll see that it's set up kind of like an envelope system. And I allocate my money into different categories where I'm allowed to spend it and where it's supposed to be. And this is my budget for the week. I do this every Friday. And we're going to go ahead and get started on this week's. Before we do, I am now doing some savings challenges. I am doing two savings challenges. I am doing a mystery Valentine's Day challenge, which I just started. So I'm not going to finish it by Valentine's Day, but that's okay because I'm single. I don't have a Valentine's Day. So I am going to be using this money to treat myself. I have a cruise upcoming in just over a month, y'all. It's like 34 days away. And I've decided to give myself a massage on that cruise. And I'm going to use this money. I don't know how much is on this mystery challenge because it's a mystery challenge. So the cruise, I just filmed my the savings challenge and I talked about it. So I know how much the massage is going to cost. I don't know how much is on this. So however much is on this is either going to go toward or for the massage. And that's what I'm going to use this money for. So I will finish this challenge by the cruise. And then the other one is just a regular savings challenge. I don't know if I'll use that money for spending money on my cruise, if I'll just save it toward something in the future. I'm not sure exactly what that money is for yet. I just wanted to do savings challenges just because I've never done them before. So I am going to cut to 10 minutes ago, Becky doing her savings challenges while I shrink myself up into the corner. And when I come back, we will do my cash stuffing. Okay, hopefully this is better than last week. I'm not sure if it's better or worse, but we'll go for it. So I am going to scratch off 2 more today, and we will see. Y'all, I booked my massage last night. It was $176. So let's see how much of that I can get from this savings challenge. So there's $18. And let's do the other corner. And $5, so $23 is what I'm going to put toward the savings challenge today. Give me a second, I'm going to go dump the scratchies into my trash can. And then I'll put this nickel back in my can. And I'm going to, I forgot the dice again. So I keep all my pens in this little bag here that came with my gimbal that my camera is on. These are like for my reconciling my budget. So y'all, well, it's only February, but so I did close out January, and I am keeping track of all my expenses for February, and I am planning to close out February. But I did not close a January
did not film a January closeout. If you are interested in seeing closeout videos, please let me know and I will film a February closeout. January, I hadn't closed out a budget in so long. I wanted to just do it off camera and get the hang of it. So there's my dice. I threw the dice in this bag. I wanted to get the hang of it. But if you are interested in seeing it, I will happily film that for y'all, but I don't want to film it if nobody wants to see it. I don't want to make you watch stuff. Well, not make you, because, you know, you don't have to watch a video, but I don't want to put it up there if nobody wants to see it. Okay, so here's what we have left. We have a couple of 6s, a couple of 4s. We're almost done with this challenge, y'all. So let's just roll this dice and see what we come up with. I don't have any 2s left. So if I roll a 2, I have to roll again because I can't. So I'm going to roll twice and see what we come up with. I'm going to set this aside. Again, this savings challenge is from Budget with Ira. So, oh, that's really hard to see. That is a 6. So $6 and a 3, so $9. Let's go one more time. Let's go one more time. And a 1, $10. $10 here for this savings challenge, and what do we say, 18, $23 for this one. So $33 total savings for my savings challenges.
So now I know that I have to put $33 into my savings challenges when I get to them at the bottom of the page. But for now, what I am going to do, and I normally have this done before I start filming, and I didn't today, my rollover from last week was $552.09. So in case you are new, welcome. I'm so excited that you're here. I really hope that you are here because you are looking for inspiration and trying to either start a budget or resume budgeting, and you are trying to get back into it. And I really hope that this inspires you, because I know that when I was starting budgeting, watching a bunch of other people budgeting really got me motivated to do it. And I hope that this helps you, because it helped me. And if you are returning, thank you so much for coming back and clicking on this video. I am super excited that you're here. I hope this continues to motivate you. And if you have a channel, I appreciate you, and I am probably watching you, and I appreciate that you are motivating me. So thank you very much. And if you don't, thank you so much for just being here and supporting me. I appreciate you. Anyway, again, did I mention I go off on tangents? So the way I do it is I get paid bi-weekly, which means I get paid every 2 weeks. So since I budget weekly and get paid bi-weekly, at the end of every week, I put whatever's left into a rollover category down at the very bottom of my screen where I can't see it, and then I shrink it down so it's not visible. I can't see it. It's for next week. The job assigned to this money is to go to next week. So it does have an assigned job. It's not just sitting there, but its job is to go to next week. So $552.09 is what I have left. I'm going to move that up to my ready to be assigned. And that is the money that I am going to budget out for this week. Now, this money is rollover from last week. I did have some cash back on a couple of my cards. I had cash back on my Venmo card from like January, the beginning of January, that I forgot to account for. When I went to reconcile my Venmo app, I was like, why do I have all this money in here? And because I have a Venmo credit card and they give you cash back. And I had totally forgotten to account for that when I closed out my January budget. My aunt, remember, if you're not new, remember I purchased that Pampered Chef for my aunt a couple of months ago. I hadn't gone back into to Lampasas until recently, and it's the first time I've seen her, so she gave me a check and I deposited that. So there's money from my aunt in here. Nathan did pay me for his part of the cruise because he got his tax return, so there's money from Nathan in here. So there was a lot more money in last week's budget than I had initially budgeted for when I did my budget setup. Now, there are some changes to my budget that happened after I filmed last week's budget that did happen. So, first, I live in the Austin area, and the Austin area's housing market has gone absolutely haywire in the last couple of years. And somehow, until very recently, this household has managed to avoid it. But if you're not familiar with me, I live with a very dear friend. His name is Nathan. He owns the house and I rent a room from him. It's a very informal situation. There's no lease. There's no, I can leave anytime. He can kick me out anytime. We've been friends for 10, 11 years. I don't know. But I moved in to help him out with his mortgage and gave me a place to stay because it's really expensive to live in this area. And it just works out for us. He's only been charging me $400 a month for the last 8, 9 years, which is very cheap considering I have my own living room. I have my own area here to do work from home. I basically have the front half of the house, which is mine. And then I get free range of the kitchen. I have my own bathroom. I have my own bedroom. I can hang out in the den if I want to, even though it's technically his furniture in there. It's like my furniture is in the front half of the house. His furniture is in the back half of the house. But I have free reign of the house. I can go wherever I want. I just don't go into his room or his kids' rooms. I probably could. I just don't ever have any reason to, so I don't. Anyway, it's a very informal situation, and he only has ever charged me $400 a month rent. His mortgage went up significantly without any warning this month. It just when he logged in to pay his mortgage this month, it was much higher. So it actually, this is gonna sound like I'm dumb, but it took me some convincing to convince him to raise my rent. Because I was like, you have only been charging me $400 a month and you should charge me more. You should charge me more. So we agreed that he would start charging me $600 a month. So, and we started this month. So my rent went up $200 a month starting this month, which I went through. I spent my Saturday, I went through my whole budget. I did my budget all the way out to July, just to make sure I could pay off that Saver One card. If you're not new, you know I have a cruise. The cruise that have coming up next month, I put on my Saver One card because it's interest free until August. And so I wanted to make sure that I could still pay off that Saver One card by the due date before the interest accrued at the end of August. And I can. I can pay it off by the end of June, beginning of July. And so I wanted to just go through and make sure that I could afford to do this extra $200 a month and still pay off that card before interest accrued. And I can. So I sent an extra $200 to Nathan out of last week's budget that I had not accounted for when we spoke. And then also in the Austin area last week, we had, I think they're calling it Arborgeddon, which is so sad. Y'all, we had that ice storm. We have lost so many trees and so many limbs of trees, old, beautiful trees. The ice broke them. It's so sad. And so much of Austin was without power. Fortunately, here in the area that I live, we only lost power for about 3 hours on Thursday morning, and that was it. And then we were good, and it was from like 5 a.m. to 8:15 a.m. So it was like just in time to go to work. My power came back up. But fortunately, we didn't really have any negative impacts other than we were stuck in the house. It was last week. It was the week I was sick. So it was like I was sick and then I couldn't leave my house. So I had a very good budget week because I didn't leave my house. I had like 5 no spend days that week. But anyway, because of that, I wanted to make sure my mom's propane was still very full. So, and the minimum you can do for a propane delivery is 100 gallons. If you've watched I think it was in December where I did 100 gallons. The minimum you can do is 100 gallons. So I did decide to go ahead and put another 100 gallons in my mom's propane tank. And so that was $300. So that was money, that $500, the $200 to the rent and the $300 to my mom's propane tank, that was money I was planning to put toward my Saver One card, but these were things that needed to happen outside of my budget. I'm very thankful that I had the money. I know that not everybody is religious, but I am a religious person. And it's always a question of, does God give you money in time for you to need it? Or do you get the money and then everything comes up and you don't have the money? I've always been of the mindset that I receive the money just in time to need the money. I've never had a situation come up where I truly couldn't afford something. Just when you start to panic and think, how am I going to cover this bill? At least me personally, something happens where I get money that I wasn't expecting. Somebody will pay me back for something I forgot they owed me. Like that It's $59 for my aunt that I almost completely forgot about because it was so long ago. I just hadn't seen her. And she's like, oh, here's that check for the Pampered Chef. And I was like, oh, yeah, I totally forgot I bought you that. Um, I'm very thankful that I had the money to cover it this month. It did set me back in the paying off the Saver One card. But like I said, I did sit down and work out my budget and figure out that I can still pay off that Saver One card before the interest accrues. So I'm not worried about that. But that did mess up what I was planning to do with that money from Nathan. But anyway, okay. There was one more thing. Oh, Aflac. If you've been watching me for a little bit, you'll know that my Aflac saga, the drama of the Aflac, I did get a hold of Aflac before the payment was due, and they still can't find me in their system, but at least they found my company that I work for, and they told me that it takes up to 30 business days from the day that my company submits my application. And the email that my company sent me said they sent my application on the 17th of January. Why they sent my application on the 17th of January when I filled out the paperwork in December for open enrollment is it should be effective January 1st, but they can't guarantee it's going to be effective January 1st because they don't have the application, so they can't see the effective date. I have been paying for it since January 1st, so I hope it's effective January 1st. But I did not cancel Aflac this month. I have decided, executive decision in my brain, that I am going to cancel Aflac for March and forward. I've already paid for January and February. I'm going to cancel it going forward, whether or not my policy is active with my work, because that is $35 a month. It's not a lot of money, but or is it 35 or 45? I think it's $45 a month. $45 a month. Yeah, because I was saying it was $90. Because I've already paid $90 this year toward it. And I shouldn't have had to because I already had it, and I don't want to pay another $45 for it. So I am canceling my Aflac accident policy this month before it bills again. So starting in March, that will go down to 30 something dollars a month instead of 80 something dollars a month. So that will go down. Okay, I think that's all the updates I have for right now. Let's get into this week's budget. Sorry, that was really long-winded, but I wanted to get into all of that. And I actually wrote it all down because I get so sidetracked. I was like, don't forget to go over these things this morning. Okay, we have 12 minutes, but fortunately we only have like 3 things to put into this today. So every week, I give myself $50 for dining out. I did give myself an extra $20 yesterday. I was so super good. I stuck to my budget. But then yesterday morning, I found a little bakery right here in town, like right across, like very close to my house, that does gluten-free baked goods. And I was very good, and I ordered one thing online, and it came to just exactly, I had like less than $1 left in my dining out category, and I was like, yes, this was perfect amount of money, and I ordered it for pickup. And when I went in, they had a whole gluten-free section, y'all, and I had to restrain myself from ordering one of everything because I was like, I can't possibly eat all of this food and it's going to go bad. I'm going to waste it. But I did get like $18 worth of baked goods yesterday on top of the $5 worth of baked goods that I had already ordered. So I did have to give myself an extra $20, but normally I get $50 a week. I did allow myself to go over yesterday, which I shouldn't do, but if you don't know, I have celiac disease, and I was just diagnosed at the very end of September. So this is the first time that I have found like close to me like a bakery that I could eat the food, and I was super excited. And in case you're wondering, it was okay. I'm glad that it wasn't as good as I wanted it to be, because otherwise I'd probably go broke going back there. I think they make it with coconut flour, and I'm not a coconut fan, and it kind of has a coconut taste to it. So it's okay if I'm really craving something sweet. I'd probably go get it, but I don't think it's something that I'm going to go get on a regular basis. So I think I'm glad that it's not as good as I want it to be. Every week I give myself $75 for groceries. I didn't actually use all my grocery money. $10 for fun money, $60 for ecclesia. I did not use all of my ecclesial spending last week. So all I did was I went to Lampasas last weekend, as I previously mentioned. And in Lampasas, they don't go out for dinner. Well, you can. Sometimes I go out for dinner there, like the week before I did. But last week, normally they have like a potluck and everybody brings food to the church, and they have a kitchen there, and everybody just, you can eat there if you want to. So what I decided to do last week is get food to participate in the potluck. And so I picked up some potato, like a potato thing, and I made that, and then I got some ice cream sandwiches, and I brought all of that to church. And so all I did was I I subtracted the price of the food that I purchased for the church from my ecclesial expenses. And that's all I counted toward my donation. And I did not put anything else in there. And I just rolled the rest of it into my rollover. But this week, excuse me, I am planning to go back to my regular church. So I am going to put my $40 for my donation and my $20 that I will draw out in cash for going out to eat afterwards. And then whatever's left of that 20 in cash, I will put into my piggy bank. Gas, it is not a week for gas or self-care. That is all I am filling up here. That's it. The only other thing that we have to fill are my savings challenges that we just did together. I am going to put the $10 in the savings challenge, and I'm going to put the $23 in the Valentine's Day challenge. So that gives me $75 toward my massage. So we're only like $100 away from saving the full amount, which that's exciting. I don't know. What did I say? It was $167. So we're less than $100 away from saving the full amount. Again, I don't know how much is on that card. I don't know if it's like, surely it's more than 100. I still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I still have 12 things to go. I might have to scratch off more than 2. I'm going to have to remath this. But surely it's more than $100 on here. Maybe it's 150, which would be almost the whole massage. That's great. Anyway, so we should be able to definitely get that done by the cruise, and maybe I'll use this for spending money. Maybe I don't know what I'm going to do with this money. Maybe I'll put this toward my massage too. I don't know, because the thing I'm thinking of is, oh no, it's the one that's next to it. That's the lifeboats. I want to do the lifeboats. I don't know. Anyway, all right, y'all. I'm going to get to work, but I hope you are having a fantastic day. I hope you have a wonderful weekend coming up. Do you have anything exciting? I know it's Valentine's Day weekend. If you have a significant other, I hope that y'all have something really wonderful and fun planned for yourselves. If you don't, I hope that you have something fun planned for yourself. Do you have a Galentine's, or what do guys do? Broentines? Guyentines? Guyentines. I like that. A Galentine's or a Guyentine's Day weekend planned, or just a self-care weekend planned. I have my friend coming up tomorrow. I'm going to help her with her taxes because I'm a bit of a budget nerd. I'm going to help her do that, and I'm going to help her try to put together a budget. And then we're just going to hang out. And then my niece is coming to see me on Sunday. She's going to come spend a couple of days with me. I've mentioned it previously. She has some management training in town. And then I also have a Super Bowl Sunday party on Sunday. So I'm busy this weekend. Oh, and tonight I get to go see my bestie. I haven't seen her in like a month because January just somehow vaporized. I don't know what happened to January, and it escaped, and I haven't seen her. So I'm going to go up and see my bestie tonight, and then hang out with my friend tomorrow, and then Sunday, church, Super Bowl party, niece. I have a very fun weekend. What are y'all doing? I hope you have something fantastic planned. Okay, y'all. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up on your way out if you did enjoy it, and leave me a comment. Let me know what you're doing. I hope you have a fantastic day wherever you are, and I will talk to you later. Bye.